Nope. Oh! Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking.
Pretty good.
Tonight on the show, we're going to teach you how to make a soy and ginger steamed fish. Here's a picture of our end product. This is a very simple recipe, and like many other dishes in the realm of Japanese cooking, it features pretty humble ingredients with a focus more on, we'll say, like nutrition or kind of a soothing or healing type of sustenance rather than wild and crazy flavors. This is also a quick and easy dish which you might appreciate for weeknight cooking. So let's begin. One thing that you can do at your leisure is prepare some rice. So I have a pot of rice here that is simmering. Okay, so we're gonna feature a cooking method that we haven't used a whole lot, which is steaming, as opposed to boiling, poaching, yada yada yada. Essentially what we're going to be doing is preparing kind of a delicate broth and then building a bed of vegetables that will hold the fish above the broth and then cook it in this pot, and the steam will kind of delicately cook the fish. So let's begin. We'll be using our Dutch oven today, and we will start with a 1.5 cups of water. Many recipes will tell you to use filtered water. I feel like that's pretty sweaty, and therefore I'm not gonna do it. And then we need to add some seasoning to that. So we will start with 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. Quite a bit of soy sauce. And an equal amount of sake. Sake for cooking. I mean, to me, like, it doesn't taste like quality, but it's like good enough that I can like drink it straight from the bottle without instantly puking. So that's nice. So 4 tablespoons of that. In addition, we will add 2 tablespoons of Mirin, which is a sweet cooking wine. And we will add a sheet of Konbu, which is dried kelp. And when you get it, you can see there's white stuff all over it. That's basically just straight MSG. So, put it in. If you don't have that, you can use pre-made dashi stock. Or if you'd like, you can even use hondashi, which is granulated bonito and kombu. So that's that. You can see it's not very much liquid, so we're gonna build that bed of vegetables on top of it. Remember that vegetables are in fact made out of water, at least to a certain extent. So as you cook the vegetables, you'll actually get a little bit more liquid going on there. So I'm gonna start with my cabbage. This was in fact the second store that I went to. I went to the store 3 times today, RIP gas prices. And this was the only Napa Cabbage I could get. The other one looked even worse. It looks a little funky, but we can clean it up. You know, you can take out some of the outer leaves and we'll just fairly thinly slice it. This is how I would like to cut the cabbage today. And this, very, very simply, just goes in the pot. Just throw it in the pot. Cabbage is good for you, very soothing, pretty universally nice flavor. Okay, next up, we have 2-ish inches of ginger, which also look bad. This was again a case where the first store didn't have any ginger and the second one had, you know, kind of lousy looking ginger. But that's fine. Smells like ginger, tastes like ginger, so no problem. We're gonna do matchsticks. So there'll actually be big pieces of ginger in this. A julienne of ginger. Julienne. This is also why the dish is called soy and ginger steamed fish, because there is a load of ginger. All right, that is a marvelous amount, and we will sprinkle it around our cabbage like so. So in order to get that cabbage cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the lid on. So it'll kind of steam and won't just cook the bottom. Our final vegetable-like ingredient for tonight's dish will be various mushrooms. And I'm gonna try to teach you something I don't think I featured on the show before, but it's kind of fun, which is tearing mushrooms. So most mushrooms you can actually peel into pieces, kind of like so. Particularly for very large mushrooms, this is a fun way to separate them. They should all just kind of tear like that. If you don't want to bother tearing a bunch of mushrooms, that's fine. You could always chop them. But the idea is to have kind of longish pieces to be similar to your cabbage, your ginger, your other ingredients. So there are some other mushrooms in here. That's a shiitake, an oyster, I think. I'm using about 8 ounces of mushrooms today, but I am making a lot of food. And I will be tearing them for quite some time. So yeah, we'll be back soon. Okay, I've got my torn mushrooms, and those can just go right on top. We're making a lot of food. Okay, now that the flame, like the water is clearly boiling, there's steam coming out of here, we'll turn the heat down. Alright, so far, you know, this has been a pretty chill episode, and it's gonna be a chill one, regardless. But I did feel like I had to, like, give this the PGC signature touch, which is, instead of using some very fancy fish, I went to the discount section and just got whatever was on sale. So, this is a recipe that is supposed to be used with firm fish. Sea bass, salmon would all be very nice. I'm gonna use discount cod, discount tilapia, and discount pollock, which is like fake cod. If you ever buy discount fish, it's very important to smell it. So we'll go ahead and just place that right on top. Give them a pinch of salt. And these ones by far will take the longest. So I'm just gonna get those going first while I unwrap the other fish. That's actually pretty firm. I think we might run out of room, but that's okay. So we're gonna have some overlap. That's just fine. We'll just overlap the kind of thin fish. Give everybody a salt. You can always salt more at the end. And we're gonna steam that for around 10 minutes. We'll keep an eye on the fish. It might take less time for you depending on what kind of fish you use. So we'll just check on it from time to time. Okay, it has been 10 minutes and our fish is done. With poached fish, how can you tell that it's done? You can push on it. It should be flaky. You can see certainly our thin fish, it's like falling apart a little bit. So this is very delicate, and removing it, you gotta be careful. Nice and cooked, but it's not too cooked. So you can use a slotted spoon, or in my case, a unslotted spoon to remove the fish, setting it aside to a place of your choosing. You can see that the color is pretty abysmal. That's in part because of the quality of my produce, but also, you know, it's not a super diverse dish. You know, you're using very simple, mild ingredients to create a comforting, nutritious meal. All right, so you see, cabbage is nice and cooked. Mushies are too. So let's, for the love of God, brighten it up a bit. We'll put in a bunch of scallions. Now this is 4 scallions that I minced. I should also clarify, you can certainly turn the heat off at this point. Then in addition, we will finish this with just a little bit of sesame oil over the top. And let's go ahead and really incorporate that together. We'll just leave the kombu in. You can munch it if you want. And let's plate it up. So that's some cabbage. And then you can finish the dish with the fish on top. Now, like I told you in the beginning, this is not the most exciting dish, but when you have a bowl, look at this bowl of brown, white fish on brown. You can really make it look more appetizing with just a really simple garnish. Like put some f***ing scallions on that. And use some Shichimi Togarashi, a little pepper blend. This will make this taste like something. And it'll give a nice little color there at the end. And the last thing I should have said is that you can add broth to the level of your choosing. I'm only adding a little bit because I think it will make the final plating look a little bit better. And we will serve it with that steamed rice. If you wanted to throw everything together, you can. This is not a sweaty meal, but it's a very wholesome meal, and I think it will be delicious. So let's try the fish first. You can see that it is cooked all the way through, nice and flaky, warm center, pulls apart. Delicious. How does it taste? Very good. Very good, actually. I think that cod is actually like high quality cod, even though it was discount. It has a very nice flavor to it. The fish is very, very nicely cooked because we cooked it gently in that steam. You know, it is fully cooked, but it's retained some of its softness. You know, it's nicely cooked. The veggies taste fine. You know, it's very Japanese. I put a shitload of the pepper stuff, so my food's kind of spicy. So I just totally blew away whatever delicateness there was with chili powder. But I'll try some over here that didn't have any chilies. Very, very good. It's just like that wonderful umami, but also has a strong ginger taste, which is just really nice. I think this is gonna make my tum-tum feel great. And if you are in need of some nutritious food, maybe you need to indulge a little less, as it were, try this out, see if you like it. That's our show today. Happy cooking, that's how you do it. We'll see you next time.